And we are live. Hey, everybody. Drew Murphy here from Level Up Coaching and Consulting. Let me double check. I got everything set up here properly. There we go. All right. I'll give it a couple of minutes, but I'm not going to wait like I did last week. I've been waiting, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. No, I'm not going to wait that long. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get started. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get started in a couple of minutes. Just wait and make sure everybody's connection is working properly. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. With the air that calves, what does that mean? Oh, that's for the picture. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. All right. Do like that. There we go. You guys can see me. You guys can hear me. And I'm ready. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. It's 7:02. I'm not going to wait till 7:05 like I did before. Hey, everybody. Drew Murphy here, Level Up Coaching and Consulting. Hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and taking care of one another. I want to welcome you back to another edition of Thursday Night Mindset Webinar. Okay? Every Thursday at 7 p.m., I do a mindset webinar. Okay? This week's webinar is something special, something that I actually relate to a lot, something that I also have been, working with in my own personal life, as far as, building up my business and just every other, and other aspects of my life. Today, we're going to talk about tools for staying the course. Okay? Tools for staying the course. Before we get into the webinar, for those of you that are new, let me just, give you a little bit of information about who I am, what I do, and everything else like that. So, I am a certified personal development coach that works with mindset and also works with helping people with their self-worth. Okay, so basically what I do is something that called DIW, deep inner work. Basically, I help my clients with their goals, their aspirations, whatever it is that they want to do. But also by doing so, or by helping them, what I do is I actually help them work with themselves, how they feel deeply about themselves, working with their self-worth. Not self-esteem, not self-confidence, self-worth, big difference. And also help them change their mindset so that they can go ahead and get in that mind frame of going after those goals. Now, if you're somebody who's interested in that and wants to know a little bit more about it, you want to take a call with me. Maybe you want to discuss some of your goals. Maybe you want to discuss, the challenges that you're having or whatever else. We can do that. That call is free. It's about an hour. We sit down. You tell me what your goals are, your dreams, and what it is you're trying to do. Your motivations, and then you also tell me whatever it is, whatever challenges you're having or whatever. And then I basically tell you what I do, how I do it, and then we'll see if we're a fit. And if we're a match, we take it from there. Now, how do you get in touch with me? levelupcc065@gmail.com. Okay, so that's how you email me. You can also DM me on Instagram. Okay, DRU_Murphy. Okay, at Instagram. So go ahead and DM me or email me. And let's go ahead and get you on that journey to fulfilling all your dreams and aspirations and all your goals. All right. Let's go ahead and get you on that personal development journey, helping you deal with your self-worth. Okay? So, having said that, let's go ahead and get started. Now, staying the course. So, first of all, I want you guys to write this down. Okay? I always say it. Write it down. Grab a pen and write this down. These are tools that you can use all the time. Okay? These are tools that you can go back to, every once and again and reflect and review and repeat. Okay. Basically how I do it is I basically give you the rundown, the bullet points. We'll do the bullet points. I'll tell you exactly the first part as far as what we're doing, and then I'll give you some of the tools to help you work through it. So, number one, I think we have. Let's see, we have 4 different sections. I got it written down here. Right, I write it down and print it out. So we're gonna do 4 different bullet points here. Number one, we're gonna write down understanding challenges. Okay, that's the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna understand the challenges. Okay, and then number 2, we're gonna talk about the mindset shift. Okay, the mindset shift, and then number 3, we're gonna talk about the practical tools for perseverance, the practical tools for keeping going. Okay, and that's number 3, and then section 4. We'll talk about staying motivated during the long haul, okay? And then after that, I will conclude and give you some call to actions and some little takeaways and things that you can use later on. So, staying the course. So, what do I mean by that? Basically, what's the objective? What is the objective of this webinar? Why am I doing this webinar? What do I hope that my clients and my potential clients and my viewers, what do I hope that they can take away from this? Well, at the end of this lecture, you will have practical, real tools and strategies, okay, that you can use and that will help you maintain your focus, maintain your motivation, build on your resilience, okay, and help you with pursuing your goals. That's my job. That's my goal. My goal is to help you have the tools you need necessary to help you keep going and help you stay motivated so you can get to that goal that it is that you're trying to get to. Okay? So that's the objective. Now, tools for staying the course. Staying what course? You have a goal, whatever it is. You have ideas, things you want to do to improve your life. It could be financial. It could be, relationships. It can be, maybe something with, your personal development as far as working on, yourself with certain things that you have issues with, whatever it is. It could be a multitude of things. But you have goals, you have aspirations, you have dreams, you have things that you want to do in your life. And you have that one big, giant goal, that one, what we call C goal, the really important goal that's almost too big and almost too fancy, if you will, to be true, right? It looks almost like there's no way in the world I can get that. A C goal is something like you don't know how you're going to get it. You don't have the resources. You're not even the person you need to be in order to get to that goal yet, but you know you want it. That's a C goal. Sounds impossible. Sounds crazy. If you try to express it or explain it to somebody, they'll think you're crazy, right? But you know that that's your goal. You know it's something that's burning deep inside of you, that that's what I want to do. And it coincides with your core values and who you are and what it is you're trying to get accomplished. But it's super, super hard, almost impossible, right? That's a C goal. So let's say you're motivated and you're inspired and you're like, yeah, I got it. I know what I need to do. What can I do today to get there? I got my priority list. I'm doing everything right. And what can I do? And then something happens. While chasing your goal, something happens. You have some sort of setback, some sort of obstacle, right? Which is going to happen, by the way, because that's just how life is. Okay? Or maybe you're working really, really hard. And I know this one personally. You're working really, really hard and doing everything you can, doing all the action and doing all the work and preparation and everything you can do to get to this goal, to get, your momentum going, and nothing is happening. You're finding no results. Okay? How do you stay the course? How do you not get discouraged and unmotivated? And what can you do when you do get discouraged and unmotivated? And how can you get re-inspired? That's what this one is about, okay? That's what this webinar is about. So let's talk about, first of all, before we can get to what we can do, to maintain, let's talk about what happens and why these things happen. Let's understand the challenges, okay? Number one, understanding the challenges. That's what we're going to talk about first. So what are some of the challenges? Well, there's a whole host of challenges. There's, fear of failure and self-doubt, okay? A lot of people are afraid to even try because they're afraid to fail, okay? What happens with that? Then that helps you lose your motivation. You end up with lack of motivation because you're not motivated because you're afraid to even try, right? So these are some of the challenges that we face when going towards our goal and trying to not just working on personal development, but in life in general. We have lack of motivation, we have fear of failure. Sometimes you have overwhelm and burnout. Where does that come from? Because you're trying to take on so much all at once. You're not breaking your goal down, okay, into small, manageable parts. SMART. We'll talk about that later. And so you're trying to do it all at once, trying to bite off more than you can chew, so to speak. And then you get overwhelmed. When you get overwhelmed, what happens with that? Then you lose your motivation, you get discouraged, and then if you keep going, you get burnt out, right? And then now or you have distractions, right? And then the distractions help you lose your focus. Now, what distractions are there? It could be a multitude of distractions. Maybe you're allowing the challenge itself. Maybe you're allowing the obstacle itself to be a distraction instead of a learning opportunity or a stepping stone. Okay, a tool of motivation. Maybe you're allowing it to be a distraction. You're focusing too much on the problem and what's stopping you instead of focusing on what it is I can do to get around this problem, fix this problem, whatever else, right? So there's distractions and there's lack of focus. Like I said, there's fear of failure, right? Setbacks, you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to face an obstacle, okay? And that comes from being ill prepared, okay? There are going to be setbacks. There's going to be roadblocks and things that happen that keep you, or not keep you, but come in your way of you getting to where it is you're supposed to be. That builds character. That builds resilience. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit later about resilience and, when we talk about the tools and how we can get past these things. But I just want to name some of these things so people can understand exactly what it is that stops us from staying the course or makes us want to get off of the course. Okay. Like I said, we'll say it again: lack of motivation, overwhelm and burnout, fear of failure, self-doubt. And also, you can also have, external pressures. Maybe you feel like the people at work, what would the people in my circle or whatever, what would they say? How would they, react to whatever it is I'm trying to do? And then you also have your internal struggles, procrastination, like I said, lack of self-doubt. You have this what they call imposter syndrome. You don't think you're good enough. You don't think you deserve to be there. You want instant gratification, which is a trap. Okay, focus on the process. Okay, not the result. Focus on the process. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that can stop us, that can get us off course. Okay, and I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on just those things. I just wanted to name them, so people can get an idea of what it is we're talking about and what it is we want to try to avoid. So when you have all of these lack of motivation and all this kind of stuff, what can we do? Because that's what I'm here for, to give you the tools to help you get past that. What can we do? There's a number of things we can do. Okay? Ask yourself, what personal challenges do you have right now that prevent you from going towards your goal? Just ask yourself, what is it that's stopping you? What is your goal? Okay? And what is it that's stopping you, okay, personally from getting to that goal? Okay? Just think about that for a minute. We're going to go into what we can do to change that. All right? Got some tools here for you. Okay, so number 2, let's talk about some of the things we can do to help us change that mindset. So the mindset shift. Now, this is something my wife and I, we talk about it all the time. We talk about mindset. We talk about, how to, focus and change the way we think about things and how we see things and everything else like that. Growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Okay, that's the mindset shift. Okay, so number 2 is mindset shift. I want to talk about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. I want to talk about reframing your failures and I want to talk about visualization. Okay, there's a few other things, but those are the three I want to kind of focus on when we're talking about the second section of the mindset shift. So, growth versus fixed mindset. Some of you already know what that is. Some of you may not. So for those of you that don't really understand the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, fixed mindset. Now I did a video, I did a webinar last week, and not only last week's webinar, but the webinar before that, I discussed the difference between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. But I'll go through it again. So a fixed mindset is basically someone who's unflexible, pure and simple. They can't think outside of the box. This is their square, this is where they are, and this is it. They've been doing it this way for whatever years or whatever, and it can't be done. When they face a setback, an obstacle, something happens, they usually see the problem, focus on the problem, and crack under pressure. Okay, they usually don't fight through and try to find the benefit of the setback. Okay, they don't try to look around it, under it, through it, behind it, over it. They see the setback and then they just stop. Okay, that's because they have a fixed mindset. Oh, I can't do it. It's not meant for me to do it. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. There's always something that's going to go wrong. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Okay, all of those types of that type of mindset that just stops you from, and basically that comes from fear. Okay, fear of failure, and actually maybe even also fear of success. They're afraid, so they just shut down. Growth mindset is someone who's flexible. Okay, someone who says, "Hey, you know." This is the mindset of I want to grow. I want to see. I want to get past this obstacle. Whatever the obstacle is, I want to get past this obstacle. I want to use this setback as a stepping stone, as a learning opportunity, okay? As a chance to figure out what I did and how I can do it better. That's the growth mindset. So you have to shift your mindset in order to get past lack of motivation, in order to get past distractions, in order to get past this fear of failure and setbacks, in order to deal with all of these, internal and external pressures. You have to find a way to change from your fixed mindset, the mindset that you're used to thinking, to your growth mindset. What can I learn? How can I be better? Okay, so that's one of the things that you want to do, and I can view challenges as opportunities to grow. Okay, I can't stress this growth mindset enough. This is something that I've been working on in my life for a long time, and I can see the difference between trying to learn, always trying to be better, always trying to figure out another way to do this, that, and the third. Be flexible, be open to opportunities instead of being closed-minded. All right, I can't stress it enough. So that's growth mindset. All right. Now let's talk about reframing failures. So I kind of touched on it earlier when we were talking about the growth mindset. Failure is a feedback, not a defeat. Okay. First of all, it's okay to fail. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to not make it. It's okay to have an obstacle or let down or whatever else. It's going to happen. Okay, the sooner you figure that out and accept it for what it is, the better off you'll be. You're going to fail. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever goal you have, whatever aspiration, whatever you're motivated or inspired to do to change in your life, be it personal development, becoming a better person, being starting your own business, being growing in your company, being job, relationship, friendship, whatever. There are going to be obstacles. If you're an adult and you've lived life, then you understand that there are going to be obstacles. So just know that part, all right? But reframe them, okay? Look at them as, like I said earlier, opportunities to grow, as feedback. Now, what do I mean by feedback? How can failure be a feedback? Failure is that's exactly what it is. It's telling you what you did wrong, what not to do next time. That's the feedback, right? Okay, so I did. Okay, shit. All right. So I tried. Okay, now I see that was okay. That didn't work. What do I do? That's the feedback I got, was that failure. I failed at trying to build my business too fast, or doing it this way instead of doing it that way. You know what I mean? And trying to, maybe, I don't know, maybe some people want to do a shortcut, whatever. You got feedback from your failure, and now you know what not to do. So reframe it. Instead of, turn it on its head. Instead of saying, oh, I failed, damn. No, this is an opportunity for me to learn. This is an opportunity for me to do something better. Now I know what not to do. It'll never happen again, right? It'll never happen again. Now I know. Okay. Now that's the reframing part. Look at it as an opportunity, not a failure, not something negative. It's a positive thing. It's helping you grow to be better, to get closer to your goal. I hope that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Visualization. So this is something that my wife and I talk about too. My wife is really big on this, and she's really great with, pushing me when it comes to this whole thing, as far as building my business, for example, and her business as well. So visualization. Create a mental image of success. See it. But when I say see it, I'm not saying like my wife always says, do you see yourself with it? Can you feel it? Like the way she says it, I'm not just saying, oh yeah, it would be really cool to be able to travel. That would be really nice. That's not what I'm talking about. That's fantasizing. That's something completely different. I'm talking about visualizing, not fantasizing, visualizing. I see myself traveling to, I don't know, Thailand or wherever you want to go. Or I see myself moving up in my company, or moving up in my job, my promotion, whatever. I see myself with this type of relationship. I see myself with this type of financial freedom, whatever it is. But when I say I see myself with it, visualize yourself in that situation. Like, how does it feel? Right? How does it feel to have already been successful? Look at yourself in the mirror. This is what I tell my clients. Sit in the mirror, or stand in the mirror, in the bathroom, bedroom, wherever you are, you have a mirror. Stand in front of the mirror, and whatever the goal is, let's say you want, I don't know, let's take a money goal. Let's say you want, I don't know, I want to have 10 million crowns. I'm just, whatever. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is how it feels to have 10 million crowns. How does it feel? Look at yourself like the person that already has the 10 million crowns. Who is that person? How does he feel? How does she feel? What does she do? What does he read? What does she eat? Who do they associate with? What do they talk about? Like, really become that person. Really internalize and visualize that situation as if it's already real, right? And continue to do that on a daily basis. See, this is the tools I'm talking about when I talk about staying the course. This is going to help you with your motivation. Okay, this is motivation. It's going to help you with your motivation. It's going to help you continue to grow. Stay the course. Sure, you already have a growth mindset. You already know that you're thinking outside the box, and you're trying to become a better version of yourself, and you're trying to learn and be better. Okay, you're already looking at obstacles as growing, as learning opportunities. But now it's time to visualize, okay, that image of success, whatever that success is. And I know it sounds crazy. I tell my clients all the time, and it sounds crazy. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to just look in the mirror and say, I have 10 million crowns? I'm not saying look in the mirror and say, I have 10 million crowns. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am the person that has this. What does it feel like? How does it actually physically, what happens inside of you physically when you see yourself as that individual? Okay? I hope I'm able to explain that properly. But that's visualizing the success, and do that on a daily basis. Now that is definitely going to work on your motivation. That will help you with the lack of motivation. That'll help you with overwhelm and burnout. And we'll get to some other things as far as, helping you with overwhelm and how not to get overwhelmed. I have a few more tools down here. But when you visualize it, it'll help you. You won't think about failure. You won't be afraid to fail, and you won't be thinking about distractions, and you won't lose your focus. This will help you keep your focus. All right. So let's move on to number 3, practical tools for perseverance. Okay. Practical tools for perseverance. Basically, these are some other tools that you can use to help you stay the course. All right. You have visualization. You're reframing the failure, the situation, the obstacle, the struggle, or whatever it is. Okay. You have a growth mindset, but then there's a few other things that you can do to help you stay on track, stay on course. All right. What are some of those things? Well, some of those things are goal setting. And this is when we come into the whole overwhelm and burnout thing. We'll get into that. So goal setting, I want you to think about, I want you to write this down. Goal setting, time management, okay, building habits. We'll talk about resilience practices, and then we'll talk about celebrating progress. Okay? So, goal setting and prioritization. Okay? This is what will help you with, you see, we had some of the challenges, and we said lack of, what did we say? We said lack of motivation. We said overwhelm and burnout, distractions, fear of failure, and so on and so forth. Overwhelm and burnout. Goal setting and prioritization. Break your long-term goals, your C goal, the big giant goal, break it down into small, manageable parts. Okay? SMART. Okay? I did a video last week. SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. I'll say it again. Specific, hope you're writing it down, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Now, this will help you not be overwhelmed. This will help you not be burnt with burnout. This will help you avoid burnout. You get overwhelmed, you get burnt out, right? You put it on too much, you're biting off more than you can chew. You got the goal and you're just trying to do it all at once. No. Slow down. Break it down into small, manageable parts. What can I do today? What one thing can I do today that can get me closer to my goal? And if I have, the energy and the resources and everything else, what 3 things can I do today that's going to help me get towards my goal? Okay? Specific. Make the goal specific. Okay? The universe does not work in vague. Okay? Specifically, what is the goal? As specific as you can get. That is how you should make that goal. Okay? And then measurable. How are you going to measure the progress? How are you going to know what gauge to use in order to get towards that goal? Okay? Achievable. How realistic is the goal? How can you really achieve it? Like how realistic is it? Okay? And then relevant. Is it relevant to your core values and who you are and what's going on with you? Okay? Time-based. When is it going to happen? Okay? So that's what I call the SMART criteria. Okay? When you have a goal and you break it down into small manageable parts and you use the SMART criteria, that is what's going to keep you from being overwhelmed. That's going to keep you from burnout. That's going to keep you from being stressed out and worried and anxious. And then you're going to go down instead of going down that downward spiral of depression and anger and fear and blaming everybody and everything else like that. Break it down. Take your time. Break it down. And then also, okay, so that was goal setting, and I said prioritization. So another tool I give my clients is a priority list. Make a priority list. We talk about goals. You talk about you want this promotion at your job, or you want to change jobs, or you want to move, or you want to, whatever it is you want to do. You have a relationship situation, whatever it is, right? Make a priority list. Okay, what is Prio 1? Okay, Prio 1, Prio 2, and so on and so forth, and stick to that list. Now, there's ways to do that. You can write it down. You can type it on your computer. You can put it in your phone. There's apps. There's all types of ways to make a priority list. But make a priority list. Make it what's important right now. in order for me to get to where it is I'm trying to go. Okay. Some people say, okay, I'll give you an example. So, I'm trying to think of a good example. And I don't really want to use myself as an example because I always use myself as an example. Um, so say somebody wants to, okay, let's try this one. So somebody wants to do better in their life. They want to have a better life. They want to, they know that there's something else out there better for them. Okay. They don't know what, they don't know how, but their goal, their C goal is they want to be, successful and have money and this and that and the third, right? They want to be comfortable and have a good life, but they don't even know where to start. That's their C goal. It's way up here. They don't have the resources. They're not the person they need to be to get there. They don't know where to start, who to talk to, where to go, whatever. But one thing they do know is that they can't stay wherever they are. So make a priority list. What's the priority list? In their case, the priority list, the number one thing they need to do is leave wherever they are. Maybe they need to move from where they are, as far as move away from the city, state, or country, right? Or maybe the priority list is maybe they need to get out of this relationship because I need to be this person, but I can't be this person or have this and do this in my life if I stay in this relationship, right? Or I need to change my job, or I need to, whatever, go to the gym in order to lose weight, whatever it is, right? Make a priority list. What is the most important thing you need to do right now, and what you can do right now, and how you can execute that right now, and start with that and stick to it. Okay? Stick to it. Make your priority list and stick to it. Now, that's goals and prioritization. Let's talk about time management. So, time management, we talk about one of the things you can do as far as time management is also, the priority list, because then you make time out for these specific things. Okay, so this time is set aside for this. This time is set aside. They're called time blocking, basically. And then also set yourself some boundaries for deep work. Okay, make sure you block out time for yourself. When I say deep work, deep inner work, meditation, mindfulness, stillness, doing things that you need to do to make you feel whole and fill your cup. Set time away, block out time for that. If you have, I don't have my calendar with me, but I have my wife bought me a really nice calendar for 2025 where I can put in all of my clients and time and everything else like that. So this is a nice leather bound calendar. It's really nice. So in that, I can block off time for myself as well, right? So time management, I have to manage my time wisely. Okay. This time is set aside for work. This time is set aside for my business. This time is set aside for, my family life, my wife and whatever else, right? This time is set aside for me. Now, this time is set aside for me for what? Say maybe self-love, like doing something I like to do, going out, hanging out, whatever it is you like to do, right? Playing pool, watching movies, playing guitar, whatever, right? But also, this time is for me to build and do what I call DIW, deep inner work on myself. I set time aside for that. Okay, it's a schedule, basically. You set that time aside and you stick to it. You stick to it. Okay, no matter what. If you go to the gym at 7 o'clock, between 7 and 9 for 2 hours on a Wednesday and a Friday, then that's what you do, right? Stay consistent. Have the discipline to stay consistent. Build your resilience, and that will help you with moving forward towards your goal. That will also help you with your focus. Okay, we talked about earlier here, distractions and focus. This will help you with your distractions and your focus. Okay, if you have time management, if you set time aside and stick to that time schedule, you won't have time to be distracted by social media. You won't have time to be distracted by the obstacle or the problem. You won't have time to be distracted by negative thoughts that jump in your head about yourself or what other people think. You won't have time for that. Your time management is I have this particular time set aside for this, and this. Okay? So that's time management. Along with time management, the next one is building habits. Now, like habits like what? Routines, you know, positive, healthy habits that help you think clearly and feel and be, in a better space. So, working out, going out, getting fresh air. Exercise doesn't always have to be going to the gym. I'm a gym guy. I love going to the gym, but I haven't been in a while. But I like going to the gym. Some people don't go to the gym. They ride bikes. Some people take walks in the forest. Some people go swimming. Some people cycle. So physical activity, okay? Building positive, healthy habits that make you feel good about you, okay? That will build you and that will help you not think so much about whether or not you're worth it, whether or not you deserve it, whether or not you're good enough, right? If you build these positive habits about your positive, healthy habits, eating right, eating your diet, exercise, and again, doing things that make you feel good about you, whatever it is that you do. Some people, like I say, okay, for example, my wife and I, we have a summer house down in Oskarshamn. For those of you that don't know, I live in Stockholm, and Oskarshamn is where my wife is from. It's a 4 hour drive, or 3.5, about 4 hour drive south, right? Outside of Kalmar. Anyway, we have a summer house there, and I love going there because the summer house is sitting right on the water, like right on the lake, and there's like a sand beach, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm like out of the country, especially in the summertime when it's warm, and we go there, and that's one thing I love to do. I just go there and just stand on the beach and look at the water. Sometimes the swans will come, you have ducks, whatever. That refreshes and refills my batteries. That refreshes my soul. So that's what I'm talking about when I say build habits. Things that make you fill your cup. Okay? You can't fill from an empty cup. So do things that help fill your cup. And it doesn't always have to be, like I say, exercise and yoga and stuff like that. But things like that, stillness, mindfulness, meditation, finding a quiet space to sit with yourself. Okay, these are really positive habits that will help you move forward and help you stay on course with what it is you're trying to do. Okay, where it is you're trying to go. And then we have resilience practices. So, which I just talked about, mindfulness. Well, here I said resilience practices. So mindfulness and stress management, meditations and things like that. There's a whole bunch of different apps like Calm, Still Sit. I think it's called Sit Still. That's not called Sit Still. It's called Still Sit or something like that. So there's a whole bunch of different apps and things you can do to help practice your mindfulness and get your head right. Okay. Also, with resilience practices, you want to build a positive network. Accountability partners. What I do with my clients, I make sure that they understand that I'm not just their coach. I'm also someone that's going to hold them accountable for what it is they're supposed to do. When I give them homework, for example, whatever it is, it could be a multitude of different things. I want them to write down 5 things or whatever it is, right? I hold them accountable. Now, if you have someone in your corner, in your world, in your circle, in your life that is on the same page as you, trying to work on their development and become better, you can use them as an accountability partner. Okay, that will help you be accountable and do what it is you're supposed to do. That'll help you maintain your focus on where it is you want to go, because you want to share it with that person. Okay, so build a strong support network of people that are like-minded, that are trying to be focused on the same positive energy that you're trying to get to. Okay, that means that you're going to have to cut some people off. That means you're going to have to get rid of you're going to have to shed some of that dead weight, because there's a lot of people in our lives that we like and we love and we care about, but we can't really engage with them on the same level. Now, some of these people you're not going to be able to get rid of because they're family and whatever other reasons. But then if that's the case, then you don't have to associate with them all the time. What do they say? Don't go as often and don't stay as long, right? So there's that. But build a positive network of people around you that are like-minded, that because that will help you. That's motivation. It's inspiration. When you see them moving up, right, you get inspired, and when they come and talk to you and help you with things, it's motivation, and it helps you with being accountable, right? So the other thing I want to talk about after we have built our habits and we working on resilience, and we've got our time management, we've got our goal setting, we got SMART. What else do we need to do? Celebrate your progress. And this is a big one because a lot of people don't think that they should celebrate their progress. A lot of people think I should just go, 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 keep going, keep going. Okay, I got that. Okay, whatever. No, stop. Breathe. That was a win. I don't care how big it was. I don't care how small it was. It was a win. Celebrate it. And when I say celebrate your wins, I'm not saying just stop and sit down and just, relish in it forever. No, you got work to do, right? But take that quiet time. Remember we talked about time management and prioritizing time for ourselves for DIW, deep inner work. We also talked about prioritizing time for ourselves as far as meditation and do. This is also something that you want to prioritize your time for, celebrating your wins. Take that time, okay, with the deep inner work and celebrate your progress, okay? You track your progress, right? You write it down. You have a priority list, and you got things listed up that you need to do, and once you make those things happen, you check them off. That's a win. Celebrate your progress. Recognize and reward small milestones. Okay, why? That will help maintain your motivation. It's motivation. Oh, I did that. Wow, shit. That was a pretty big deal. I mean, I didn't. Jeez, I made it. Celebrate that, right? Okay, this wasn't that big of a deal, but I did it. Celebrate it, because that builds your motivation and that keeps you being resilient. That works on your resilience, okay? Because okay, I did that. Now, if I did that, what else can I do? What's the next step? Right? Now you're motivated to go to the next step and achieve that, and so on and so forth. So that's why I always say celebrate your wins. I know a lot of people, if it's a challenging task or something, they just do it and then they go, oh yeah, it was no big deal. But I think celebrating your wins is definitely a big thing. And I push for that, okay? As well as gratitude and the growth mindset, okay? So now what I want to talk about is section number 4, staying motivated for the long haul. Okay, because you can get motivated and you can lose your motivation. We talked about that earlier. How you lose your motivation. Maybe something happened, whatever. Right? How do you stay motivated for the long haul? There's a few things. There's a couple of things. Inspiration sources. So you seek inspiration, from different books and reading, and so motivational material. Okay, this is one of them, is motivational material. So my wife and I, we have our different people that we follow online, that are motivational people that give us, the motivation and inspiration that we need to, to continue. I am a coach. I am a personal development coach, certified personal development coach, mindset coach. So a good coach has a coach, right? So I have a coach. I have someone that I can, turn to, and as far as, with that whole motivational, uplifting kind of thing. So inspirational sources are a great way to stay motivated through the long haul, because you're going to go through times. It's ebbs and flows, right? You're going to go up and down. You kind of want to maintain it up here, right? But realistically, you're going to have times where you're less motivated. So what do? Well, I go and I listen to my coach. I go and I listen to a motivational video or podcast, or, my wife has this woman that she listens to and she loves to death. I listen to her sometimes. I listen to, some of the people that I'm also, into. That helps me. Well, another thing that will help you with staying motivated through the long haul is embracing flexibility. You got to be flexible, because motivation is going to come and go. Come and go. Be flexible. Okay. Be willing to adapt and pivot. Okay. Be willing to see, okay, this is okay. So I need to move this way because that's happening. All right. And see the difference between where you are and where you want to be and what it is you need to do to make up the difference. Does that make sense? Adapt whenever necessary and don't abandon your vision. You adapt, but you don't abandon your vision. You stay flexible. When you stay flexible, when you stay open-minded, then you see opportunities, and opportunities will always come to you. Things will come, and you go, "Oh, I can do that. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a good idea." Somebody will come to you and say, "Hey, man, why don't you try it this way?" Oh, you know what? Damn, that's a good idea. But if you have a fixed mindset and you're like this, you're not going to see that, right? So embrace flexibility. And another thing is always remember, and stick to your why, right? Why? Identify a deeper purpose behind your goal. Identify a deeper purpose behind your goal. Why? Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to get to this specific goal? What is the why? What is the real motivating factor behind what it is I'm doing? And does it match with my personal values and who I am, in my core values, right? But always find your why and stick to your why. That will help you stay motivated through the long haul because you can always go back to that. When you hit an obstacle, when something happens, when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, when nothing happens, right? When you're not getting the action, when you're not getting the results, right? Why? Go back to why. Why am I doing this? Okay, that will keep you from giving up. That will keep you from getting distracted. That will keep you from getting discouraged. Okay, that will keep you from losing your motivation. Always think, okay, why? Why am I doing this? Okay. So, to conclude, where are we at here? 47 minutes? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Conclusion and takeaways. So, what I want you guys to take away from this, if you don't get anything else, break down your goals, build habits and routines, celebrate your successes, and practice resilience and adaptability. Okay? Practice resilience and adaptability. Now, what I want you to do, as far as a call to action, I'll give you a call to action real quick, like some homework basically to take home with this. Think about a current challenge, a situation in your life right now. Like whatever it is, it's none of my business, but I want you to think about a current challenge that you really need to work on and want to work on right now, right? Yeah, we all have a few, but think of one that's that one challenge that you really want to work on right now, okay? This is what I want you to do. I want you to adapt, apply, okay, and use a new tool from today's lecture every day of the week to make progress. So this week, right, you have all the tools. I hope you wrote them down. You have all the tools necessary, and I will leave this up on YouTube so you can go check it out on YouTube. Today's Thursday, so it'll be up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll take it down on Sunday. So you'll have a few days to actually go back and check this out and look at some of the tools. But what I want you to do is I want you to reflect on a challenge, okay, and I want you to apply one new tool that you learned today, okay, from this lecture to help you make progress this week, and then next week, and then the week after, and so on and so forth, okay? Try it for, let's say 30 days. And you have 4 weeks. I'll give you 4 weeks, right? So you have a tool a week. And there's a few tools in here. I've given you a couple of them. Celebrating progress, building habits, time management, resilience, goal setting. So you have a few tools here you can use. Take one and work on it and use it with that challenge that you got going on this week. And then, if it works out for you, you can send me a comment on my Facebook, in the Facebook group, or you can leave a comment on the YouTube channel, on the lecture, the YouTube page where I have the lecture. All right. So I want to thank you guys very much for this time. I really, really enjoy doing these lectures, these Thursday night webinars. It really gives me a lot of energy. It really gives me a lot of motivation, inspiration, and I really, really enjoy doing this. So I know somebody out there that heard this got something out of it, and I'm glad for that. That's why I'm here, right? That's why I'm here, to make sure that you get something out of it. I'm not here to get something out of it for myself. I'm here to give to you guys, right? So the tools that you receive this afternoon, this evening, use them anytime and every time. Okay. And if you like what you saw this evening, go ahead and send me a comment on my Instagram or on my Facebook. Okay. Like I said, I'll put the link up for this video after I'm done here, and then you guys will have the link up on. I'll put it up on my Facebook page on the Level Up group. Okay, so if you're not a member of Level Up group, you need to go ahead and join that, and that's where I'll put the link up, and then you guys can check it out. The YouTube page, and review this video. Like I said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll take it down Sunday evening. All right. Until next time, you guys take care of yourselves and take care of one another. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you again next Thursday at 7 p.m.